Hey folks, Killer Nitro here for the simulcast review of NXT Takeover Chicago on both Freakin' Nitro TV and on Nitromaniac TV as well. If you haven't subscribed to Nitromaniac TV, look in the description below and please click the like and subscribe button because in June, that's where all the rest of the wrestling content will be from now on. It won't be on Freakin' Nitro TV anymore. It'll be on Nitromaniac TV. First match out of the gate tonight was Roderick Strong versus Eric Young of Sanity. A good match. They're building Roderick up for a potential Bobby Roode NXT Championship opponent. Probably in the later months or later quarter of this year, I guess, would be more certain. November-ish, maybe January even of next year. Maybe even as early as TakeOver Brooklyn again. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see. However, Sanity, they got to start winning some matches. They're kind of looking a little disheveled now because, let's see here, a few weeks ago Ty Dillinger beat Eric Young in that cage match. Yeah, they won the big match at NXT Orlando, and they put out No Way Jose, but they're kind of looking a little Keystone Cops right now. They're not as credible as a threat as they once were, so I'd like to see them in the future weeks here start putting some bodies on stretchers and stuff like that. Maybe get them a little bit more of a bigger, meaner build. Next match was the WWE UK Championship match between Pete Dunne, the challenger, and the champion Tyler Bate. And oh boy, to the people who were on Twitter and on the various wrestling forums that I had seen leading into this match that said that, oh, the one thing that might be the X factor would be if the crowd cares about these guys or not. Boy, first of all, the crowd did care about them from the start, and these guys gave you a reason to care about them. That was, that's up there for match of the year right now. You could shortlist it right now underneath Okada and Omega from January. And you can have that one right underneath that one as well, because that was a great storytelling match, and nothing too flashy. I mean, like, there were some unorthodox maneuvers from Bates' point of view, but man, just everything else that both Bate and Dunne were doing in the ring, I really enjoyed. So thumbs up to both those guys. I knew you had it in you. And thank you very much for proving the doubters wrong, because this UK thing is going to be huge, which is amazing. And Dunne's the new UK champion. I believe he's also the Progress champion now at the same time, so this will be interesting to see what they do now with the Progress belt. I would assume if he's coming over to North America more often, I don't know what the deal is with these guys. I know there's still some independent dates. They're still being announced for some independent dates over there into June and July. Bring more UK Championship matches over for the NXT Takeovers. I think they should be a permanent addition. I think it's a great... you can have it in the mid-card of your show, and there's your mid-card belt for the time being. It's fantastic. Women's Freeway was next. It was kind of a... You know, you don't like to say a match with Asuka was a letdown, but after the wrestling clinic we've seen in the segment before, this match between Asuka, Ruby Riott, and Nikki Cross was maybe just, I think, the great pacing, what they needed and that stuff. And man, just... It was a little bit of a slower pace, so I won't go as far to say it was a letdown, but to me the pacing seemed very different than what we had just seen. Obviously, not necessarily a great thing. I thought it was good. I thought the match was very passable. I don't know what was up at the ending of the match there. It kind of just, man, it happened. But Asuka's still the champion. She still has the belt. I honestly think they're going to keep the belt on her until Ember Moon is healthy enough and ready to do the rematch, the one-on-one rematch from the Orlando card. And is that Brooklyn? Is that later on in the year? I don't know. But we're looking this week at Asuka passing the 400-day mark as a champion in NXT. And obviously the longest reigning champion of any gender in any weight class currently WWE has. So after the New Day dropped their belts in January or late December, whenever it was, she's the long reigning torchbearer now, and it's going to be it'll be headline grabbing news. Whoever has been pegged to go over on her and be the the next appointed NXT Women's Champion, because they have this juggernaut, and I honestly think that the only way that it's going to happen is when she gets called up to the main roster, which I'm hoping is, obviously right now, in my opinion, I think later rather than sooner is okay. I think you ride this out for still a few more months, because I don't think she's full heel yet. I still think there's still a lot of crowd at NXT events that are still cheering her and that stuff because of the longevity of there and that stuff. She's got to do something devious and just, absolutely arrogant heel like she's getting there, but it's just got to be like, bam. Yeah. NXT Championship match between Hideo Itami and Bobby Roode was great. Not much for the big extravagant entrances I noticed this takeover round, with the exception of Bobby Roode and the Rock Band keyboard simulator gimmick on the Titantron and the screen. That was very interesting, to say the least, on that. However, Itami looks heavier too from obviously the last time he was wrestling on a semi-regular basis. Looks like he's put on a few pounds too, which is, it translates well on TV and on the computer, definitely, when you're watching it, because the dude actually looks now like a legit light heavyweight. Like, not a cruiserweight light heavyweight, but I'm talking more along the lines of like a smaller Shawn Michaels, Owen Hart-esque, this guy will fly around, but also he's maybe low heavyweight standards too. He fits the old limit back in the 90s, I think was like, 220, I think, for a heavyweight to wrestle, even though they had 1 2 Free Kid in there that was like, Waltman was maybe $190, 200 at that point, and still having great matches with the big guys. So, kudos to Hideo for kind of bulking up a little bit. And I noticed the style's kind of changed a little bit too. It's kind of more less about the striking and more about the getting the guy in these more deliberate holds as well too, and kind of slow the match down a little bit, which is, I think, more the WWE style and that stuff, and I think he's adapted to it pretty good. He's got to. This is the last chance for him, because he's been injured twice now. I'm afraid this is like his third and final shot for a run with this company. He's already had the rub in a battle royal at WrestleMania, which, God, that's already 3 years ago now that happened. And most of the people that came in after him are gone. They're up to the higher roster and doing well. So Bobby Roode got the win in the match, but Hideo looked strong. Hideo looked like, if you watch some of the extra stuff online afterwards, that a potential feud with Cassius Ohno might be in the making here in the coming weeks. He went back to his locker room, started throwing stuff around, so maybe we get a more intense Itami into a heel turn type situation where we have Cassius and Hideo going at it, perhaps maybe building up to a match at Brooklyn at the next takeover. Hey, we'll see what happens. And then, of course, the match everybody was talking about, the tag team title ladder match between the Officer Pain, AOP, whoops, time warp there, and DIY, that's what I meant, Gargano and Ciampa. As far as ladder matches go, I thought that it actually was rather tame compared to the one that just happened at WrestleMania. I thought that both teams worked snug but safe. It looked like on the obviously watching on the network and that stuff. There were a few comedy spots thrown in, and then the spot at the end there with the ladder, and that's I couldn't understand for the life of me throughout the entire match there. It looked like both members of Authors of Pain were afraid of heights. Like, and for whatever reason they didn't play off that anymore, or if that was a legit thing, that they were actually legit afraid. But both guys looked like they were tentative on getting up on that ladder. I don't know if that was something they were trying to convey or if that was a legit thing. But if it was something they were trying to convey, they should have conveyed it more. That was the one thing that I might take issue with this match, is like, God, there should be a situation in there where one or the other rolls out and Ellering's yelling at him, climb the F up the ladder, or something like that, right? And they're like, no, it's too high up, we're afraid. What if we get hurt, right? So but they looked really tentative on that ladder, whereas Gargano and Ciampa looked like this was heading back to school on like the 12th of September. Or 12th of December, I should say. You've been there 2 or 3 months already, so you're just like, whatever, it's a day, I'm here. AOP retained the tag titles. Great ending. Not going to spoil it here, so you go back to the network and check it out. The heel turn by Ciampa, the Psycho Killer coming out. Primo Excelente. Awesome stuff. That was jaw-dropping. I didn't think that was going to happen. They did a great job. The copyright graphic comes up on the bottom of the screen, right there in the corner, and you think, okay, that's it, whatever. And by the ovation that the crowd was giving, I thought, okay, well, this is another main roster call-up. It's because maybe the Revival is going to be out for longer on Raw because of the jaw injury or whatever, then they're heading over to Raw, or maybe they're going to show up on SmackDown because 2 days later from SmackDown, from the pay-per-view tomorrow night, is a fresh SmackDown loop building to another pay-per-view, right? So it would have been the time to bring them in, but the way the crowd was reacting, I was like, oh geez, this is their last night in NXT. Wow. Good for them, right on. But man, the turn on the stage and everything, wow. And just about a year after they had their great match at the CWC, where it was a respect match pretty much, now we get to see these two go at it, and they freaking hate each other, and it's gonna be awesome. So the final synopsis, great pay-per-view, go check it out. And network special, pay-per-view, they're all one and the same now. Guys, it's all one and the same. And yeah, 2 thumbs up, it's awesome. Like I said off at the beginning of this was a simulcast upload, if there is such a thing, between Freakin' Nitro TV and my new channel, Nitromaniac TV. If you want to subscribe to check out more of this style of content from myself, after June the 1st, it won't be on Freakin' Nitro TV. It'll be over on Nitromaniac TV. So follow the link below to Nitromaniac TV. Subscribe right now, and I will be posting fresh and brand new content up over the next few days on that channel. Days/weeks. So go ahead, subscribe over there. You'll be the first to see it. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends if you like. Tomorrow night, Backlash. Will it be as good as this? Who knows? Fingers crossed, hopefully, because it is a SmackDown brand. But man, they got a bunch to top after tonight. This was probably one of the, next to the 2 Brooklyn shows, probably one, and the Orlando show, probably up there in the top 5 as for the network special takeover that they've had. God, I hope a lot of these matches make the anthology set. That's all I gotta say when they decide to do the new one or whatever. Killer Nitro saying later days, and yeah, subscribe to Nitromaniac TV. Do me a favor and check out that description, or the link in the description below, I should say, and subscribe. That'd be awesome. Thanks, guys.